What is going on, everyone? Chris with Journos, Comics, and Pop Culture. Today's video is looking at a post in a Facebook comic book group about an individual that listed a blurry picture of a Wolverine #1 up for sale is a near mint 9.8. We're going to break this down, folks. If you aren't subscribed to the channel, please take some time to do so. Check all the links in the description below. Let's get into the topic of discussion. I've been doing a lot of these videos as of late where I take a hot topic that is on a forum or in Facebook and really breaking it down. And again, I like doing these because I like to bring these issues to all of your guys' attention, and then for us to look at it in a subjective manner, critically think about what it is that we're looking at. Now, I'm going to tell you guys that I do have issues with what went on with this post for this individual as a seller, and I'm going to address what not to do if you're selling comics. All right. Now, I don't want to bash this individual. I will say that I don't think what this seller did was necessarily like an abomination or like he's trying to scam people. It's nothing like that. So please don't take it that way. This isn't drama. This is really analyzed at the situation. And learning as collectors, whether we are on the consumer end or on the seller end. Okay, so let's just look at this. This is, of course, a Wolverine #1. The first volume, the limited series, the 4-issue series from Frank Miller. All right, it's in this group, Rare Keys and First Appearances, and this individual has this book, a raw book, pictured here, and says right here, near mint 9.8, but with the question mark, $220, including goods and services, USA only, PayPal. All right, so let's break this down by looking at the image first. First off, there's only one image, right? And what do I always say? If you're trying to sell a comic book, you're not going to get a lot of love from people that may show interest in only posting one pic that is a little bit blurry, right? That is also in a bag and board. Because what does the bag and board do? It hides 90% of blemishes for the most part. Even color breaking creases, it can hide. And when you zoom in here, like I said, I mean, it's blurry. I mean, this is blurry. I have no idea what's going on with these corners. I mean, they seem sharp, but again, I've looked at books in a bag and board that look to be near me, and I pull them out, and they are like very good, right? Low mid grade. I mean, I don't know if this little dark color right here is a kind of defect. I don't know if this is some blunting going down in color rev right here. I mean, I can't see any spine ticks. It looks pretty clean, but and what is this? Is this on the bag, or is this something, these little dots, is that something that's on the cover? Is it in the manufacturing process with the ink? It does look pretty. This is where it gets a little more in focus, and this edge does look pretty clean. And you know, you can't really see the bottom of the book here because it's off camera, but I'm gonna try. Let's see if we could try to get that bottom of the book on camera. Nope, it won't zoom down. But look at this. This individual was able to look at this. Was it sprayed with bleach? Now here you go. You can see those blotches even more. I don't know. Is that on the bag? Is it on the book? Who knows? I don't. So #1, no matter what this individual is stating in terms of the condition, right? They only include one picture that doesn't give us justice. So this individual could have not even stated the condition and said, hey, look, I got a Wolverine #1 up for sale, and only included this picture. And I'd be like, okay, let's see more pictures. And of course, guys, we can always ask for more pictures, right? That's perfectly fine. That's perfectly fine. Now, let's look at some of these comments. The interesting thing enough too is that the seller turned comments off, which isn't going to help you sell your book, folks. It's not. This guy says, "Can you guarantee the grade?" Somebody said, "No one can, and nothing is a 9 point whatever until the random number generator at CGC decides its fate. Obviously, they're just being cynical and funny. It's kind of funny. Kind of my point. Don't advertise a grade when there's no way to promise that. Couldn't agree more. Yeah, I'm with them. I'm with them, folks. Let's say I say no to the Near Mint 9.8. Still a good book. Why not send it in, collect your 9.8, and get paid for it? Listing current market values. This person says because then they can't claim it's a potential 9.8 when it's a 9.2 or whatever, right? Sure, they'll just say it's a CPR candidate. Now, look, I know these people are kind of LOLing and kind of taking shots at the seller, but the seller set themselves up for this type of reaction, okay? This type of feedback. And in all honesty, I'm not mad at it at all because even though they're kind of being funny and cynical, what they're saying is true. There's no way to guarantee this grade. We can't even see it with the picture. You can't even guarantee me that this is a 9.0 or 8.5, let alone a 9.8. Let's see, what else they got to say in here? Great book, but take it out of the bag when selling like that. For example, nobody can tell that those specs on the bottom are bag or book. And this person says, or if it has a back cover. Well, exactly, but now the seller finally responds. Keep in mind, the seller wasn't responding to any of this until now. This book has no flaws on cover that I can see. Okay. Again, please provide some more images if you really want your potential consumers to believe that, especially if you really do feel like you have a 9.8 candidate, right? Not with that bottom left corner. I did see what looked to be, again, some possible blending of the bottom left corner, but you can't really tell in the bag. This person says, no chance it's a 9.8. And then the seller says, send it to CGC. Again, I'm not trying to knock the seller, but you don't post a book of a blurry picture in a bag, say it's a 9.8, and then when somebody says, no chance that's a 9.8, you don't tell them to send it to CGC. You don't. You say, I'll tell you what, let me take the book out of the bag and throw some more pictures and let you really see how clean this book is. All right, let's go on here. Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna go over any more comments. There's more of that. All right, guys, I'm gonna break it down. I'm gonna give you guys my opinion here. Now, let's look at this price, okay? This individual is asking $220 for it. Now, let's look at what this book has been selling for on the market, okay? Right here, currently right now, the fair market value average is $643. We have a sale that happened in the 9.8. This is a 9.8 graded book, by the way. Just 2 days ago from when I'm recording this video, a 9.8 sold for $650, okay? Now look at this. Look at this big jump down because, of course, that's what happens when the difference between 9.6s and 9.8s. Your rolling fair market value for a 9.6 is $260, and the last sale was for $245. So when you look at what the seller's asking, $220, if this really is even just in the near mint range, that's not a horrible asking price. It's not. Now, this book is way down. It is way down. It's about, I would say roughly, without looking at the numbers, I'd say it's about over 40% down because the 9.6 was hitting at about that 500 mark. And I do believe the 9.8 hit up close to around the $1,000 mark. So you're looking at roughly about 40%, right? But, you know, we know that the whole market is down. I mean, even solid books like this, solid Silver Age keys are down anywhere from 30 to 40% as well from that COVID peak. But again, like, if this individual really is looking at this book and sees no flaws, it says, I mean, I think that this book could definitely get a 9.8. Possibly. Asking $220 shipped is not a bad asking price. You know, I mean, your latest 9.4 did sell for $149, but the rolling average is $192. I mean, that's a little low. that could have been a CBCS as well, because we know that Cover Price calculates CBCS books as well, which I actually recently reached out to them about that, which I most likely will be doing a video on in the near future. But back to the subject at hand. I'm not mad that if this guy really thinks that this is a near mint looking book. I'm not mad at him asking 220 shipped. I'm not. But the problem is this. You never as a seller, even I don't even like to say this is 9.8 potential. Now, stating that it's 9.8 or a 9.8 candidate, you could say this is a 9.8 candidate. You be the judge and provide some clear pictures, and it'd be much better than what this individual is doing here, right? But if you guys know me, if you've been in any of my live streams, whether on Instagram, whether on Whatnot, or you see my post claim sales, if I believe that a book is near mint or higher, I state near mint. And that's it. So what does that mean? 9.4. Because we know that a 9.4 is your NM, your near mint. What is a 9.6? A near mint plus. What is a 9.8? Well, near mint, right? It's an extreme rarity. I think out of all the, I've sold thousands of books at this point. I think I wrote near mint plus on 3 books that I sold. And I am very transparent about this. When I say near mint plus, I still say I think it's either a 9.4 or I am very, very confident that this could be a 9.4 or better. But I will never say even that I think this is a 9.6. And I surely won't ever say that I think this is a 9.8. As a seller, if it's my own personal book, I will. If you guys watch my videos where I'm picking books to send out to CGC and I'm guessing the grade, of course, I'm going to say, hey, I think this is 9.8 potential. If it gets a 9.6, I'll be good, but I'm shooting for that 9.8. But as sellers, we got to be very careful. Now, again, what would I have done if I was a seller? I would have never said 9.8. I would have said, this is definitely, in my humble opinion, in the near mint range. I mean, it is flawless. You guys decide. Here are some clear pictures. I would have took a picture of the front outside of the bag. I would have took a picture of the back outside of the bag. I probably would have took pictures of the spine, like zoomed in each corner. And I probably would have turned open the book and took a picture of the inner pages in the centerfold. But even still, like I said, I wouldn't do this, but it would have been much better if the individual simply said, this book looks flawless to me. I think there is a chance that this book could be a 9.8 and still included all the pictures that I just talked about. High res, non-blurry pics of the books outside of the bag, front cover, back cover, something on the inside, and some zoomed in to the corners and the spine. You don't do what this individual did. And it's a learning lesson. Again, I'm not knocking this guy. I'm not saying that he's a shady person or this was some type of scam or he's being unethical. To be honest, I just think he's kind of being lazy. And then for him to turn off comments, I mean, that's just kind of silly. I mean, again, you asked for this. So I hope that, with all respect due to the seller, I hope that you learned from this, because if this really is, in your mind, a 9.8 potential candidate, you're only doing yourself a favor by taking the time to include some more pictures and be more humble in your wording and how you're trying to sell it. All right. So I haven't heard anything or seen anything from this individual since. He never posted pictures of the book outside of the bag of board. So it does make me question, if this individual really believes this, because I've been there. I've been there when sellers will sell the hype, call it a near mint, and only take a picture of the book in the bag because they know if they took it out of the bag, ain't no way it's even close to that. I'm not accusing the seller of doing that, but it's out there. That's why a lot of these people came in the comments saying what they're saying. No way I'm even touching this. That is the video for today, folks. Let me know what your thoughts are on this matter in the comments below. Let me know what your feelings are about the post itself, and if you agree or disagree with my take on it, and what you would have done in the situation as a seller, or what you would have done in the situation as a potential buyer. Thank you guys so much for watching. Be well. Remember, if you're not subscribed, click the subscribe button, hit the notification bell if you want to get notified of all the videos, click the like button if you liked it, click the thumbs down if you didn't, and until next time.